been changed 7 years, for at least 7 years, is that you were James of dead stock and let undisciplined, not in prison to get the return. And you can also call me, put me on the street. Give me a camera, put me out there, and I talk to these young men. I'll talk to them. They already know me anyway. But it's going to take a larger army than just me. You know, Eric Adams, you know Malcolm in prison up there in Boston, is that right, Massachusetts? When he came out, he was able to recruit people. Now, I'm not saying recruit people into the Nation of Islam, black Muslim. I'm not saying that. But Malcolm had been in prison and knew the score. That we brothers need to stop killing one another. We need to stop rebelling at authority. We need to respect authority. We need to get our act together. We need to take care of our children. These young black boys are running amok out there. And Black Lives Matter is an accelerant. Black Lives Matter is like pouring gasoline on a kerosene fire. Black Lives Matter. And then this business about defund the police. These young boys is 15, 16, 17 years old, 19, 20, 21 years old. They have no way to fight that back. They see that as a reality. They have no way to analyze that. Eric Adams, they don't know. New York's going to become one, if you will, wild, wild west if you don't do something. But putting these police out there on the street, and now they mad. Police are mad now. 2 of their officers have been shot. 5 police were shot in less than 15 days in New York City. 5 police officers shot, 2 killed in less than 15 days in New York City. The police mad, the popo mad. Somebody need to talk to them. Now, I'm not against the police. I'm not for defunding the police. Only a fool will say something like that. If you ever hear anybody say defund the police, register that person with the Bellevue Hospital and put them in a straitjacket and take them right to Bellevue. Defund the police. Kind of nonsense. And Black Lives Matter, too. Anybody carrying a Black Lives Matter flag, see that as a Nazi symbol. Arrest them of inciting riotous behavior. But Eric, you're not going to call me. And none of your comrades going to call me. Because I got other truth that they don't want to hear. Y'all would rather take a chance and see potentially more police officers killed and a whole lot of American citizens, New Yorkers, and being killed rather than dealing with James David Manning. But at any rate, I thought I'd let you know. I want you to know that I'm the Lord's servant. Now, I would want to call that rather than James David Manning. Let me just review that. We want to call it the Joseph Project. Remember Joseph in prison in Egypt? That woman, Potiphar's wife, set him up, then lied on him. Potiphar didn't have a bit more sense than to believe that witch, a wife of his, and threw the man in prison. Anyway, Joseph in prison, but they heard that he was a wise man, and Pharaoh called for him to be able to help lead Egypt through 14 years of one of its worst periods. But I can tell you this, that there are men in prison who are quiet. They've been redeemed by God. Their lives have been reconstructed. They're ready for the street. You talk about putting a whole group of plainclothes police officers out there and letting them run amok, taking guns out of young boys' pockets in their cars. This place is going to become wild, wild west. The boys going to shoot back. The police going to shoot. The boys going to shoot back too. But I can tell you this. I know, trust me. And I've been to Dannemora. That's right, I've been up on the Canadian border with them Canucks up there in Clinton. I've been there, that's right. Spent a winter up there. Colder than Eskimos up there in Dannemora prison. But you got some men up there. You got some in Attica. You got some in Green Haven, Comstock, and other places that are ready for the street. You know, you need to set up a program, talk to them, get a conditional release for them, and put them out there on the street 2 by 2 in Fort Greene, Bed-Stuy, to talk to these young boys, to talk to them. You got men 60 and 70 years old who've been in prison for 30 years for killing somebody. They can talk to these young boys. They can talk to this 17-year-old boy. I've never heard or seen anybody as big as these fools, these Negro fools running around here talking about defund the police. You know what that does to a 17-year-old? He don't know how to constrain himself. He sees that as a ticket to run wild. I swear never seen anybody like these fools. You can't tell a 17-year-old boy that we don't need the police. Have you? And they're doing it all on television with their damn pinch noses. Many of these lesbian women. Lord have mercy. No, but you get this man. He's 65 years old now. He spent the last 40 years in Dannemora, just walking, reading books. He knows philosophy, he knows Descartes, he knows Socrates, you know. He knows Pythagoras, he knows all of that. He's read. He just read, he reads. He's read the Bible, he's read the Quran, he's read Sanskrit, he's read the Bhagavad Gita. He's well, but he's in prison. Get him out of there! Put him on the streets of Harlem. Come to these young boys, stand out in front of some of these schools and talk to these young boys. And they know to talk. They know what to say. And you can stop all of this madness, this nonsense that's going on. And our young boys killing each other. We're destroying an entire generation. And by the way, these young men, these men in prison, they need another chance at life. I'm not saying just let anybody who served time come out. No, I'd have to interview them and make sure they're ready to go. A lot of people go to prison, they come out worse than they went in. But there's some, and they're few. They can be very profitable, very, very profitable to our society and to help set our young men aright, get them on the right paths, and help them develop their lives. And so you know, all these liberal, pinch-nosed homosexuals on television like Don Lemon, you know, they got this thing called CNN Heroes. Y'all seen that? See CNN Heroes. Had this one guy in prison, started something up in the Bronx and Hidden City. I don't know where it's at. A pumping iron. I swear, that's all they do in prison is pump iron and swing on the monkey bars, right? Pump iron, swing on the monkey bars, and push-ups. One hand push-up. This idiot, that CNN had him as a hero because he started a little business of pumping iron and swinging on the monkey bar. I swear before God, and they wanted to make him a hero. Gave him $100,000 to teach black men how to pump iron. Out of their damn push-ups. I swear I have not seen a generation of people this crazy in all my life. And they did the pit. It's because he's homosexuals. I think that guy was a homo too. They don't know how to, these pensioners Negroes, that are so-called leading Negroes, they don't know how to duck back in the alley. Nah, Little Richard said that, you know, about this other boy singing his songs. He don't know how to duck back. These they don't know nothing about. So anyway, but I thank God I was watching the funeral yesterday of the slain police officer Jason Rivera. And his beautiful wife got up in St. Patrick's Cathedral yesterday and rebuked the hell out of D.A. Alvin Bragg. She rebuked him up and down. Because, you know, that idiot was up there talking about, well, we're not going to arrest people anymore for minor things, jumping the turnstile or whatever. We're just going to let these little small crimes go, and we're going to go for the big crime. That woman lost her husband because of that damn idiotic talk by Alvin Bragg. She rebuked him, and the police in St. Patrick's Cathedral, you should have seen it, stood up and gave that girl, she had been 21 years old, gave her a standing ovation. You got this, I think Alvin Bragg, he must be gay. I'm going to ask her, what's her name? Is he gay? But she rebuked him. And, you know, the other thing is that, look at New York City now. You got Alvin Bragg as a district attorney. You got the Eric Adams as the mayor.